This is going to be a total bust, but let's just do it. I look like a bitch. A Disney dad. Dear Dad, you are what my mother calls a Disney dad. A dad who's only there for the fun and nothing else. When I was little, you were never there for the hardships I faced or the sadness I felt. You were never there to hold me in your arms and tell me that everything was going to be okay. No, my mother had to do that. She was there to hand me a tissue and rub my back, comforting me. She became my mom and my dad. She still is. You just became another friend that I would hang out with once in a blue moon. A dog becomes super excited when its owner comes home from a long day of work or a week-long vacation. That makes no sense. It's the same for humans. Imagine the happiness and joy I felt when I saw your Honda Elantra pull up in front of my little townhouse, and I'd run out the door and jump into your arms and scream, "Daddy!" And you respond, "Hey, cutie." And I haven't been more happy in my life than that moment. Those little dates, I like to call them, were the absolute best. And then when you drive me home and drop me off, I would smile, and then I would watch you drive off a feeling of sadness and grief and anger engulfs me, because I know that I won't see you for months and months. Thanksgiving comes, Mom's let you come to Thanksgiving dinner, you all have fun, and then you leave. Christmas rolls around, I get a text. "Hey cutie, Merry Christmas, I love you." That's it. No present, no surprise. Is it just a simple text? The same goes for New Year's and Father's Day. Father's Day, I don't even bother sending you a card. Why should I? You have not been a real father to me, and you never will. A real father is a dad who is there for their daughter, to protect them, to support them, to be there for them, to cry on their shoulder, to pick them up from school, to discipline them when they've done something wrong. Nope, you were and are never like that. I've known that since I was 8 years old. When I just wanted to talk to my father, to hear his voice and tell him about my day, I would hear your voice, but in the form of a voicemail. Every single time. From the ages 8 to 10, that same fucking voicemail, and I wouldn't even bother to send a message because you never got back to me. If we ever talked, you would never call me. No, I was the one that had to call and hope that maybe you might pick up, which was very unlikely. And when you did, I would spill my heart out, tell you everything, and we would talk for a long time. But you would say that you had to go, and I had no choice but to hang up. You were constantly on your phone answering your stupid business calls, especially in the car, and I had no choice but to sit there and wait for you to get off, and by the time you did, I forgot what I was even supposed to tell you, and we would just sit in silence the rest of the ride. To your girlfriend's house, which, please, I enjoyed the fact that I got to spend 3 days with you instead of 1 for a couple of hours when I'm over there. I would always come back more sad and depressed because what your control-freak girlfriend would say to me about my future, who I am, would just bring down my self-esteem. I preferred our little dates more. The daddy-daughter dances were the highlight of my school year. I remember being so happy to see you, and we would dance all night, talk, and eat shitty food. And then there would be a piano, and I would sit next to you and watch you play. It was amazing. And then that one dance. I never cried so much in my life. When your car got towed and you lost your license, I had never been so depressed. When my uncle ended up taking me, who later died a few years later from drugs and alcohol abuse, I had never felt so let down. You don't know a lot about my life because sometimes I choose to leave some parts out of our little calls. But every time I see Dad throwing the 6-year-old in the air, I cry because I never had that father-daughter relationship. You weren't there enough to give me that validation. And now I'm in high school. Your chance to be that dad was over when you moved out of that apartment, which was only 20 minutes away from me. You said in your bio on Facebook that your favorite quote is, "You can always make more money, but you can never make more time." You are absolutely right. You can never make up time, and you can never make more of it. You and my mom got divorced, and my life turned to shit. I get that. But let me ask you this. While you were getting your affairs in order, couldn't one of your affairs be me? To have a real relationship with me, to support me, to provide for me? Did that thought ever cross your mind? I'm guessing it never did, because you probably never once thought about that, especially when you were on your business trips. That involved you laying by a pool on a friend's private island, which you never told me about, or when you were in New York and I had to stalk you on social media to find that out. You never even mentioned where you've been during your calls. Never. You lost your chance. I'm in high school now, and I'm going to be graduating soon. Can you promise to be there? You've never been to any of my other awards or graduations, so why should I trust you to make it? I shouldn't. I've come to realize that what you are isn't a real dad. I have you as Adam under my contacts because I don't think you deserve the title of dad. I know this is harsh, but it's the real truth. You will always be a Disney dad. Okay, that was really shitty. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so It's my shitty poem. Everyone's just like, hey, we're gonna do like a really good, crazy poem. It's like, and be like, my father died, and I love him, and he was the great thing ever, and everything. Like, of course, I love my dad and everything, but these are just my real feelings coming out of the ground and rising up into a beautiful flower. Or a really dark and depressing weeping flower. I don't know where I was going with that. So, hope you enjoyed my shitty life. You basically got, like, if you want to know anything about me, about, like, the hardships I've gone through, everything with my dad. Literally. Everything. And then my uncle who basically, I guess, I wouldn't say killed himself, but might have. It's another time. I have a crazy family. We'll go with that.